Hello, hello. Oh,
Hi.
now I have to lower. I'm tuning
Yun,
in.
same Pawi.
We have to lower this.
Pawi, what's the term we learned from Annette?
Okay. We
Show
learned
us
a
the
new
okay.
term backstage, so to speak. It's the red carpet, right? Right,
Yeah.
Annette.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want
All
to see the
right,
red carpet.
all right. Let's roll out the red carpet, everyone. Please, come
Yeah,
in
diba?
and
Make it like Taylor Swift. Show us
share
red.
the live. I'm gonna do that right now. Actually,
Oh,
one mind. Annette, why don't you just take over and welcome people while while I share this on all my socials?
Yeah.
same.
I can't see
Sharing it.
everyone coming in because I'm
Oh
on
yes,
my phone. But
we'll let you know if
welcome
anyone
everyone.
shouts you out. Yeah.
Shout her out, whoever's there. I'm not really sure.
There's people. There's people.
Yeah, show us red, everyone.
Yeah, share the live. Show us the red carpet. Roll it
Nice. Good to
out.
be
Roll
back.
out the red carpet.
You know what? It's so funny. Tristan. It's been like what 2 weeks since our last It sounds like confession. It's been 2 weeks since our last Kumu,
Confession.
and I already feel like I
Bless
feel a
me.
little rusty here.
O nga parang I forgot that we didn't do one last week. Kasi like, parang
Yeah.
before this, we were doing it consistently. So,
Weekly.
Yeah. We do
almost
every
weekly,
other
yeah.
week. We just kind of what do you call that? We did a little reset, I guess, or like a swap. So yeah. So for everyone following Rappler, our next Inside the Industry episode will be 2 weeks from now. So just follow us. Definitely follow Rappler on Facebook. I'm sure many of you have already. To stay tuned to the announcements for that. Shout out to Sons, Manuel Bierman. I'm gonna like say so. Annette is not
And
able to see everyone. So Tristan and I will like announce
we're,
usernames in case she recognizes any of
yeah,
you. Yeah,
we're
but feel
gonna
free to
roll
say hi.
the
Yeah.
red carpet for the
Definitely
users.
recognize Manuel Bierman. Hey,
Oh,
Manu.
really? Okay, awesome.
And
Okay,
Mammy Arlene.
do you
Hello,
recognize
Mammy
Beautiful
Arlene.
Girl 30?
Mm-mm.
Beautiful Girl 30, shout out.
I'm sure she's
Um,
beautiful though.
Amano Jinji.
yes, take your word.
Para
Yes,
like a
yes.
bingo. Like,
Shout her out,
Amano.
guys. Yeah, like bingo.
No, it's like
Sons.
have you ever gotten like paged at the airport? Like,
Oh yeah.
please return to the gate,
Please proceed.
Manuel
Yeah.
Bierman.
Beautiful
You are
girl, 30.
stalling your flight. So hey everyone, we're gonna get started in maybe like 3 minutes. Sound good? We'll get started. We want to see more hearts out there first. Show us
Give
some
us some love.
diamonds, if you will, because we are gonna be dropping some gems. Oh yeah. There we go. There you go. Have you had the BT? Have you guys had the BTS McDo meal yet?
Meal, yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't yet. Am I
Ako
the
How was
pinauna
only
eh.
one?
it?
No.
Did-
I'm like
Yeah.
I'm missing out on this sweet chili
I
and
haven't had it
Cajun.
yet.
Okay,
Was
okay.
it good, Tristan? Was
It's
it special?
I have to like think first before I answer
Yeah, yeah.
kasi or the army will come after me. It's okay.
It's okay.
I
Well,
mean,
which sauce do you prefer?
minsan kasi like I like the Cajun kasi it's different, 'di ba?
Yeah.
It's like a sauce for like those seafood boils, etc. But then
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh.
sweet chili kasi the sweet chili sauce, it's I like how it's tangy. Like it has more bite versus the Cajun one.
Yeah.
Pero like on the other end, it's like sausawan rin ng fishball and kwek kwek. So,
Oh, that's
but I
true.
like
No,
that.
but I mean
Like,
it's a
it's very
very
simple. So
Asian
yeah,
flavor now.
it's
Very
very
Asian flavor.
Asian too. See,
Yeah.
see how I need to watch my words when I'm talking about the Vitas Mule.
Okay, yeah. Let's shift
Let's
topics to avoid any potential
yeah.
controversy here on Rappler's channel. Shout out to Ia, that's our girl right there. Hey, John Baryon. Hey, user nine three
nine
one
three
eight
one
one four
eight.
seven. Boom.
That's John Valjean.
That's like
You sure?
I know, right?
No.
Yeah. I think um I think Annette can show us a sample of that
Uh,
later.
there we go, Marga.
Baljon. Baljon.
Marga compares the sweet chili to sambal.
Ah,
Yeah, that's accurate.
this
It's spicier than the Pinoy sweet and sour
yeah, it's
sauce.
like
Yeah.
Southeast Asian. Um, Shout out to Lian Malilay. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but please, if I did, drop us a VG. We're gonna get started soon. We have
If
Annette.
we mistake your name, drop us a VG. That's what
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
you said, Harry.
Either way. Thanks for sharing the live, Manuel. We have Annette from Kumu. I'm gonna reintroduce her later, but for all you communicants, right, Annette? For all you communicants in the community, I think you definitely might have some things you might want to ask Annette about the platform, about any of Kumu Music's plans on the platform. So definitely send in those questions as we go along. Yeah.
Hmm.
Joanna,
Joanna with a what do you call this face? Open, wide-eyed face.
I'm like trying to do it.
Yeah.
It's like a fish. Yeah. All right. How are you two feeling? Do you think we should get the show started now? Yeah? You answer some
Sure.
questions and
We're
yeah.
Game.
ready when you are.
Let's have some fun.
All right, yeah, this is gonna be a chill night. Hope everyone's safe, by the way, out there.
Diba?
It seems
It's
like
rainy.
nature's
Very chill.
volcanoes, volcanoes.
Yan.
So
Chill pala na.
yeah, stay indoors right now. I know it's tough. All right, I'm gonna get started. You are streaming Rappler on Kumu. This is Hustle Inside the Industry, where we talk to professionals and find out how they got here, why they're doing what they do, and what it takes to do it. So, welcome, community, to the live recording of Inside the Industry, where you get to join the conversation and send any questions over the chat to hopefully Annette or me,
For
Tristan, if
me.
you want to know anything for us. But yeah,
Yeah, and if you want to play this episode back, you just follow Hustle Inside the Industry on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. This specific episode comes out on Monday, July 5. Again, that's Monday, July 5. So just where you play it, listen to our talk. So let's go down to intros. Are you good? So as usual, I'm Tristan.
and I'm Powie, and we're from Rappler's Hustle Team. So, on our last Kumu episode, we delved into the Filipino music scene with the headliners of Fede la Musique. But this time, we're going to go into the business side of music here in the Philippines. So, joining us today, we have someone well versed in both the music biz and Kumu. In fact, she is the vice president of Kumu Music, and she also played at Fete de la Musique last week. Please
Diba?
welcome Annette Osmeña. Welcome, Annette.
Hi, Powie. Well, hi.
Welcome
I've
back
been talking to you for a bit, but
to the
hello,
Philippines.
everyone else. Then.
There we go. Yes. Hello, Michelle
Thanks for
nine three
having
nine
me.
two one four eight.
And
Yes.
Noelski.
Welcome back to the Philippines. By the way, you just
Thanks.
moved back. When was this?
Last Friday, so over a little bit over. No,
Well,
was
that
it
been one
last
week.
Friday?
Yeah,
No.
it's
Wow.
Was it last Friday or 2 Fridays ago? It's been 2 Fridays ago. Sorry. Yeah,
You're
it's been
you're
2 weeks
clearly
now.
jet lagged. So yeah.
it's the effect of time,
Two
the
Fridays
collapse of
ago, but
time.
being stuck in quarantine feels like a day, a really
Damn.
long
Yeah.
day.
Parang it reminds you of Old Boy, di ba? Remember sa Old Boy na like
Remember,
time
remember,
collapses when you're.
I had to go through that. Remember
Oh
earlier
yeah, you
this
did.
year because I traveled to the states. It's specifically
Oh,
that it kind of motivated me in that way because
Were
he
you
got
punching
really buff.
walls? Were you
No,
punching walls and
I was spinning on my head in the hotel room. But anyway, we're here to talk
talk
about our
about
special
Annette?
guest. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So before we go into your story, can you quickly explain what Kumu music is? Like, how do you manage it?
sure. So Kumu Music is actually a new department of Kumu that sort of came about because we organically grew in that content category. Like, I mean, if you scroll through Kumu, I think most of the time what you'll stumble upon is somebody singing or somebody dancing, and music as a category has grown so much. I think we have tens of thousands of streamers who consider themselves music centric. And so what Kumu Music does, or what this department does, is really focus on, if we're going to focus on this content category, we're going to, support the communities and the sub communities and the niche communities and the subcultures that fall within music. We're going to support the streamers and develop and produce and also acquire, great music content, and really
Yeah.
push this forward and really, help people drive their music-centric communities on Kumu, starting with independent artists and our existing streamers already.
Nice. Like the first, like right as you started that, you're talking about how you like organically gravitated this way, and that really harkens back. I love using the word harken. Anyway, where it's
Word of the
appropriate.
day.
Yeah. That's our new segment, the word of the
It's the
day.
word of
By
the
the
day.
way, um, no, but all the way back to when we talked to Roland Ross of Kumu and how the whole platform started, which is kind of like, or how it ended up here now was like very much by accident, so to speak, or in that same vein, like organically following where the audience takes you. And
Yeah.
I think that's also evidence what you just said with the fact that we've guessed how many guests have we had, Tristan, on this Kumu
It's like,
thing now that are like music related?
yeah, I was gonna say it's like half. It's if it's not half, it's like one third of our guests,
Yeah.
uh,
Like even Rafa
are
and Yana count.
musicians. Yeah,
Rafa and Yana are they're
our debut episode.
actors, but
Yeah,
they sing. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
diba? We
crazy.
harken back to our
Harken back.
debut
I like,
episode.
yeah, Annette,
debut
you're the
episode.
only one left who by the end of the hour has to use that. Everyone, if you hear an interesting word being used, please send us some BGs. Um anyway.
We're gonna
So
request a Hurricane VG for
yeah,
this
a heart
podcast.
a hearten. But also what you can do out there besides listening is if you have any questions you definitely want to ask
Mhm.
Annette about her own work at Kumu or her career as a musician as well, please send them to our chat and we will relay them over. But now we want to take it to your story, your origin
Oh.
story, as Tristan likes to call it.
Secret
Um,
origins.
secret
Diba?
origins,
Origins.
not so secret. So how'd you get started in music in general, right? Like I mentioned, you're a musician. People
Yeah.
definitely drop those plugs later. And you just
Sure.
came back from working abroad as well in this more or less the same field. So take us back to where it all began and bring us to the present from there.
Gosh, oh my gosh. I don't want to tell you guys my life story, but I mean, I would say I've always been a musician, or I've always been like into music. And my mom said that the first song I ever wrote was when I was 3 years old. So I've always been a musician at heart. But I never actually, like professionally, I mean, my career path did not lead me down the music industry. I actually was working mostly in growth and marketing for startups when I lived in Germany. So I really worked a lot in digital marketing, brand development or brand marketing, and growth as well. And then when I moved, so at the end of 2019, that's when I first moved to Manila from Berlin, and had the plan of starting my own growth and marketing agency, actually. And luckily, I managed to meet Roland before everything was shut down and we all had to go into lockdown. So they were one of my first clients. And at the time, because of the pandemic, I had to make sure, like, I had to keep a really lean team. So I was actually really working very closely with a lot of the, like, I was doing a lot of the work myself, right? So I got to know the Kumu team, and that's sort of how I got into the role that I'm in now. It was more, it wasn't so much me going through the music industry and landing on this role. It was more me working on music in parallel to my marketing and growth career, and then finding this family in Kumu and being given the opportunity to actually meld the two biggest passions of mine and actually work with Kumu. So having the tech and startup industry,
Mm.
and then also the music industry, and that's how I ended up here, really.
We're gonna mention that sana, like how is it like finding your sweet spot right now? But it's like
Hmm.
you're at a point where like your two paths like they met
Yeah.
and now you're living that life. So how's it been so far?
Yeah, I feel like if when you know what you love, and you, even if you don't focus on everything at the same time, because you can't, like, no one has the brain power to focus on a million things at the same time. But I feel like if you really are passionate about something and you keep doing it, eventually the paths will hopefully cross for you. So for me, I consider myself very lucky. I definitely love my job. I love the people that I work with. We have an amazing team. And it's been very, I'm not going to lie, it's been very, very challenging, especially because, you know, it's still it's a new department. You know, everything from the strategically had to be thought through from scratch, basically, or not from scratch, but you know, everything that we're doing is completely new. So it is very challenging, but like I said, I've got a great team and I'm passionate about what I do, so it's fun.
Yeah. You know, on the because you were you only in Germany for 10 years, or did you do a bit of hopping?
I was in Hong Kong for 3 years,
Oh wow.
and then I moved to Germany in 2015.
So
6 years
be
ago.
having been in multiple markets, I guess, what were some of like the key I guess like findings from those experiences that you're able to like bring back and like hone in for this, you know, new phase of your career and, you know, growing Kumu
So
in
it's
this
basically like
direction?
Oh my
um
goodness, what a what a big question. What were you saying, Kristen?
yeah, I was gonna second like what Paui's point lang na like I think what Paui's also saying is like what were the things you learned from your music background, and like how are you melding it right now at your
Yeah. Like all those
marketing
you know,
job? Yeah,
it's a very unique journey
it connects
you've
backwards.
taken to
So
bring back here.
yeah,
So,
very
yeah.
Steve Jobs, diba? Connecting the dots backwards.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I can try to answer this question. I'm not sure if the way I will answer it is actually what you were asking, but so how my experience over the years has led to, or what I've learned, what I've taken away from my experiences in the different countries that I've lived in and in the different industries that I've worked with. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I did also work not just for startups, but also on the agency side for startups. So I really was exposed to a lot of different industries and a lot of different cultures. And let's see, some key takeaways I've learned along the way is, well, I guess one is really like that the best skill to have is actually learning how to learn. Was something that
Yes.
I think
Oh my
is
god,
Yes.
super
so good.
valuable. Like,
Same.
yeah, because
Amen.
when
Relate. Yeah,
you
relate.
know
Yeah.
how you best
Yo,
learn,
drop
then you
those
can do
VGs. That was
anything.
a gem.
I really believe that, that, not to sound cocky or anything, but like, because I know how I learn best, that makes me really believe that if I really put in the time and put in the effort, then I could do whatever I want, because I know how to learn a new skill, or learn something new. So I think that that's something that I learned over the past few years, is that to learn is the most important skill to learn. How to learn is the most important skill to learn. And what else? I guess. God, it's such a big question. I like really have to sit down and
Si Pawi.
You know,
think through my
Pawi,
life. And
ask him the hard
let's.
hard
I
stuff
think
right
it's too
away.
early for this. Tristan, you want to take it to the next one? I think it's too early for this.
Uh,
We'll circle
yeah,
back because,
it's very
but
no
existential
worries, that
right
was the
away.
biggest
no,
one.
but that's what we go into towards the end,
Yeah,
right? Usually at the
Sure.
end we
yeah,
go into like what did you learn and what wisdom you want to
yeah.
impart.
Yeah,
So
we can circle back. So siguro let's like make it
Okay.
let's also go into that pero a notch lower. So basically let's go into the music industry, because this episode it's about the state of like
Right.
the indie music business. So can you
Yes.
tell us like how it is right now, and like using this understanding of how music is right now, how are you transforming Kumu music, like I don't know, regarding podcasts,
Right.
yeah,
Spotify, the platform, basically our how how do you relate this to our um behavior when it comes to consumption these days?
Yeah. So
I'm
I
sorry, am I
mean,
making sense?
yeah. No worries.
Yeah,
No
I'm
worries.
trying
I
to-
think that
yeah,
actually in the last year and a half alone, like with the pandemic, the music industry has changed so much in just
Yeah.
such a short amount of time, you know.
Diba? That's what I mean.
No, you can't just go to, like, you can't have, there are no concerts anymore, no festivals anymore. You can't go to your regular bar gig
Gigs,
is
right?
done. You know, you can't book gigs anymore. And because of how streaming has emerged, and you know, no one's really willing to pay for music anymore. I mean, you'll pay for like a subscription to Spotify, but no one is really gonna buy songs anymore. So artists don't actually make a lot, or don't make enough purely on, you know, just putting their music out there. You really need to push it. You really need to get people to listen to it. You need to get them to support not just listening to your music or streaming your music, but also, you know, supporting you when you go live on Kumu. Like that's another
Yeah.
great new revenue stream that really
Damn, it's
just
crazy.
emerged recently. You
Yeah.
know, earning virtual gifts, or creating your own live concerts on Kumu, or looking at new ways to sell your merchandise or do brand endorsements. You know, it music has now become digital first and social first, to the point where if you are an indie artist, you really do have to put yourself out there, and you really have to find and build and grow your community, like your family, the people who are going to support you and who believe in you, and yeah, who are there for your journey, because nobody can make it on their own. You know, there's always um, your supporters. There's your, I mean, some people they manage themselves, but other people they have their manager. Even a lot of people, a lot of recording artists, they don't do the whole audio engineering and producing and singing all themselves. Like it's a team. So the music industry is very collaborative. I guess it always has been, but now it's hard to be collaborative because everyone's stuck at home, right?
Yeah.
So it really is now digital first, and like social media is really driving it. I mean, if you look at TikTok and how it's blown up now in the music industry, and if you look at Kumu and the direction we're going in as well, you really do see like how much social media and how much community engagement is actually driving success in the music industry.
Yeah, there was a states pa we like events in a was it Shawn Mendes who like became famous because of like social media like TikTok? I don't know.
I mean, like
Anyway,
I think Shawn Mendes
Justin
was
Bieber
from
and YouTube. You know what I
YouTube.
mean?
Yeah,
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So
YouTube.
it's like it's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, in a way, you can say that like in the Philippines, our indie music scene it's still very nascent in its nascent
Yeah.
stages. So like,
Yeah.
given this like acceleration, this evolution within the tech space for music, like how do you see this impacting our local music
hmm
scene, like our local independent artists?
So I think one thing that's quite interesting, also because you know now we are working with a lot of indie artists, so we do talk to them and get their feedback, and also my whole team is comprised of independent artists, so we know as well like the
Mm.
challenges that we go
Mm.
through, and particularly in the Philippines, um, a lot of people. Okay, maybe I'll take a step back, but there's a lot of talent in the Philippines. We know that, right? You know, it's even a joke already globally that if you're
Yeah,
Filipino, you know how to sing.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Pawi
of
sample.
talent.
Dude, I was literally gonna say you're too predictable. Anyway,
Um,
continue. Sorry.
but not everyone has the resources or the knowledge to make it on their own. So a lot of people, you know, they rely on singing competitions or on social media to get discovered first before they actually start working on their own music. But what we're seeing now, and I'm hopeful that is going to continue into the future, is that more and more people are not going to just wait for their big shot. Like they're not just going to wait to be discovered, but really like put the effort and the drive that they have into making it on their own and actually like growing their careers on their own, rather than waiting for a label to give them a call or some big shot manager to find them. So that's
Sikat
something
and
that
yeah.
we're really
Yeah.
focusing on
Yeah.
right now. So I told you a little bit about Kumu Music, but one of the first initiatives that we have that's actually launching tomorrow. So this podcast is like
Ooh.
perfect timing. Launching
It's
tomorrow is
red carpet.
Kumusika. And Kumusika
Musica.
is, yeah,
Nice.
that's our initiative to help independent artists. So what we're doing is music distribution, meaning you can upload your song or your EP or an album, and we'll distribute it to Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube
Oh
Music,
wow.
basically everywhere, all over the world. And then we'll collect the royalties now and pay you the royalties that you make from your streams. And then we're also, on top of that, preparing a lot of educational content and workshops to really help independent artists understand the business side of their work and of their
Wow.
art. We're developing quite a lot of things there, but yeah, I'm just really excited to talk
Exciting.
about that because it's launching
Nice.
tomorrow.
No. We'll dig into that, Tristan. It's basically a Kumu Act One, right?
It's
We
really,
have our,
We're gonna promote
we're-
Act One later.
no. We
Okay.
have our film initiative
Oh,
at Rappler,
cool.
but it's
It's
super
it's the
super
same
exciting.
insight, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super cool, and it's a great way also to help these artists who actually become Kumusika artists, to help them using the Kumu app find their community. You know, we'll give them a stage on Kumu, and then help them also build and grow their community. Teach them how to Kumu a little bit, and
Teach us.
yeah, sure.
We're still learning.
We've got celebs in our audience right
Yeah,
now.
we
have
do.
Keith
Tristan, you
Martin,
want to shout him?
Keith Mar-
Keith Martin in the
Martin.
building.
What's
and
up?
Andrew Pouch, famous creative director,
Oh, hey, Andrew.
CCO. He's
Yep. He says brilliant, Annette. Thumbs up.
yeah.
Nice.
Thanks
Sounds
for
like
dropping
Fiona. Sounds like Fiona is here too. Hey,
Hi, Fiona.
Fiona.
Fiona is actually, she's the distribution supervisor for Kumusika, so
Oh,
she's
great.
the one to talk to. All you
Wow.
independent artists
Come on,
in the
come on
audience, hit
stage.
her up.
Come on stage. We can't really do
Sige.
that on
We're gonna do
StreamYard.
We're gonna do karaoke night.
She can.
Do like open mic night.
You can
Open
you
mic
can
night,
type
yeah.
answers in the chat. But okay. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a bunch of people coming in. If you have questions for Annette, even if it's stuff you already know, but maybe like you want like
Oh
all our
gosh,
other like
Broadcast it on
listeners
air.
nothing
to hear,
embarrassing.
just like send them via chat. One thing that I really wanted to dig into that I feel like we haven't quite touched yet is the idea of disruption, right? We were kind of like veering around it earlier because you're right. It's like 2020 was just like a huge like curveball for everyone,
Hmm.
and all of a sudden we're here. For better or for
Yeah.
worse, all these
Yeah.
innovations are now in place. But you mentioned certain things earlier about like record labels and managers and such. To what extent do you think that old paradigm of the music business is going to like shift, is going to like even like slowly fade away, or is going to like kind of adopt and like meld into
Yeah,
like these
amalgamation.
Yeah.
music?
Like it'll be an
Yeah.
amalgam of like
Right.
past and
What are
present.
your
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on that?
I definitely think it's not going away. I mean, they're just getting bigger and bigger. The major labels are not going away. That's not going to change. I don't see that happening, but I do think that the way that they work is going to change. The way that they find new artists is going to change. Um, New ways to make money. Especially. Well, it depends. Like there are so many different types of deals, right? So some managers or some labels have 360 deals where they really manage everything that the artist does and get a cut out of that. So I don't think that's going away, especially because when you look at what an artist needs, they need resources, whether that's money or equipment or money for promotion. They need connections to people in the industry. They need connections to other artists that they can collaborate with. And so I don't think that's going to go away. But I think the way that you can look at it is that a label is kind of like a VC, and you as an independent artist are the startup, and their job is to invest in you. Of course, they'll therefore have some ownership of you and your work, but that's how I see it. So it's not going to go away. I think it's just about figuring out. I think that the more independent artists become educated about the business side, the less reliant they will be on other people. But of course, it's still always up to you and your needs. Like if you really want to, I don't know, break out globally right away at the beginning of your career, you're more likely to do that with a big label than doing it on your own, for example. But if you really want to have 100% ownership of the work you do, you want to have full control of the work you do, then you're better off going independent.
Yeah, parang it reminds me in a way, Pao, of like and Annette, of like in the past there's just one path to stardom. Like
Yeah.
you have to find a label, you need to find like a manager
Yeah.
who signs you up. But
You gotta
now it's
like
like there are
sell the
multiple.
mixtape in the subway.
Yeah, diba?
Hand out the mixtape. It's like I don't
Yeah,
want
bus ka
signing.
muna. You're gonna go
Yeah.
busking, and then like hopefully somebody hears you. But right now, it's like on one end, with the internet and all these advancements, you get also educated on how you can get into fame, like become your own, I don't know,
Yeah.
management team, etc. Like you have the likes of like Chance the rapper
Mm-hmm.
who basically sold himself and basically was independent when he really broke out. And I think
Yeah.
but parang in the Philippines, that's all that can also be applicable in a way. Kasi like right now, how many labels ba do we have? I think um we don't. It's not
We
as
have all the
robust as
major
a
labels, but yeah, it's not. I think we don't have a lot of independent labels yet, although we do already. We are seeing quite a lot of them now, which is really exciting. But yeah, you're right. It's um, you. Well, the other thing is also labels have become more data driven, right? So they're
Yep.
more
Yep.
likely to invest in you if you already have some
yeah.
traction. So even at the beginning, you do already need to work on it yourself. You can't just wait for somebody to discover you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know the way I think about it earlier, again on the note of disruption, it's the industry as a whole, especially the players that have stayed relevant throughout time. They have found ways to adapt. We talked about YouTube earlier. I'm even going back farther into like Napster when that sent record stores
For
crashing
all you
down. But
Gen Z people out
yeah,
there.
so
The Gen Z Kumu kids, like
for all you Gen Z people, watch the Social Network, which
Sean Parker.
references which references Napster. So also the Italian Job does that. Anyway,
Oh, does it?
um,
Okay.
yeah, well, yeah, because anyway, that's a side
Which then
convo.
connects to Free
I was
Britney
about
kasi
to do a
Justin
tangent.
Timberlake tangent.
If for anyone wants to me to remind them where the Napster reference was in the Italian Job uh movie, I'll
Drop
drop
it on the
some
butt.
VGs. Anyway. Um
If you want Proud to give random film trivia,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
drop a VG.
Just yes, just drop VGs for
You know,
let's just
Carlito.
there
Just
we
drop
go.
VGs anyway.
Thanks Fiona
Yeah.
again. Shout out to
Thanks, Fiona. Shout
Tintin
out.
LDSM and Magnificent. Welcome, Robin_1, Jess Fernandez. Okay, anyway,
Neil
man,
Butera.
we are really buzzing through this conversation. I think it's nice to to riff over here again for anyone
Sorry, I
out in the
talked.
audience.
My
No,
answers are
this is
super
great.
long.
This is great. This is exactly what we want to hear. But again, anyone who wants to send over questions, please do so. We're now going to talk about the future because we already sort of have when we're talking about innovations and stuff.
Okay.
Um, we're kind of curious, especially based on how um, how experienced you are and how much access you've had to like other markets as well. Like, what are some promising trends that you've seen around the world with maybe some other markets or like trying out? We're talking a lot about Kumu here, and that's something that
Mm-hmm.
Filipinos have the privilege of doing.
Yeah.
What have you seen? How have you seen other countries' music scenes get
Adapt.
impacted
Yeah.
and adapt in the recent
Yeah.
years?
Yeah, kasi we
Yeah.
have to shout
So
out Kumu's model, diba? Of busking. I think that's like one innovation that's very
That's a huge
admirable. Yeah. Yeah.
innovation. I hope
definitely.
Yeah.
other countries are taking notes from us or you.
Yeah.
Tristan and I are, we do our part, but
Definitely. I mean, there are other um I would say inferior. No, non-biased opinion. I would say there are other inferior live stream platforms out there. No, more seriously, I mean, the music industry um, everywhere has been affected by the pandemic because everything was shut down at some point. Obviously, now in the US, for example, it's opening back up again. I've been getting ads for festivals like every day in the last couple of weeks. Music festivals are happening again, but for a really long time, there was a big shift towards live concerts, and some of them went so far as to create like digital avatars of the artist, and then the artist was wearing like those CGI suits, and the artist was
Fortnite? Is it Fortnite?
performing.
Mm,
In Fortnite
yeah.
with Marshmallow.
So because I watched
Well,
one,
like the b-boys, the dancers, yeah, I know some
yeah,
dancers have been making money off of that. I mean, you own that. You like you get royalties from that and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So there were a lot of big live stream concerts. Actually, I'm just gonna plug it now. We have a really big one happening on Sunday. Is Sunday June 3rd? Yeah, yeah. The Nadine's Absolute Madness concert, right? So that's something that we saw not just in the
Oh.
Philippines but all over the world.
Our next
Live
guest.
concerts are
Joke.
happening.
Our next guest.
And then we need the hookup. I know we're a wrestler, but you know.
Maybe if you watch on Sunday, send her a bunch of gifts. Maybe
Yeah. We'll make it
on
work.
your podcast. Yeah, everyone has had to adapt. All markets have had to adapt to this new, as we all say, new normal. And the whole industry has gone digital. Of course, in the Philippines, what's different is traditional radio is still a big channel, and I guess that's a big difference from in other countries where digital is really taking over now. But yeah, to answer your question.
Yeah. Just wanted to hear a couple of maybe like some things we can like take again and like learn from other markets. Yeah.
I think since they're based on the comments right now, there are a lot of there's a lot of interest like in kumusikahan. Am I saying correctly?
Yeah.
Kumusika.
Kumusika. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe you can like share more deets because
Yeah.
like there are a lot of
Sure.
artists right now, talking
Is
about it.
anyone
Like
have
yeah,
any specific questions about Kumusika?
I think it's more of like
Yeah, like I
Go
said,
ahead.
we are launching tomorrow. I guess I might as well tell you it's kumusika.com. So check that out. Should be live tomorrow. It's at the core of the technology and distribution platform, like I said. And I'm not sure how much I should repeat for the people who came in after I explained what Kumusika is, but it's really about getting your music out there in the world through one, the distribution, but two, also promotion. When you submit your music, you also fill out a form where you tell us like your story and the message that you're trying to portray through the song. And when we find someone that we think has big potential or has a really important message, then we'll also help promote them, not just within the app, but within our network of partners as well. And it's really all about community building. So we're also going to train a lot of these artists to use Kumu specifically to really build and grow a loyal fan base and a loyal support group. We're going to try and build a large community of independent artists on Kumu that are just supporting each other and learning from each other and collaborating, which I feel like we don't have yet in the Philippines. Like, of course, like it's quite a small industry, so most people do know each other, but there's no like tambay place where everyone,
Yeah.
especially now in the pandemic, right? There's no place where everyone can just drop in and
I'm
meet.
thinking about like Giho and like
like
all the OG
most
spots.
Route 196. It's
Yeah,
all
Route
close to
What's the
Ba,
196,
one?
they're
yeah.
all-
The other one,
all
like
of
the
these
monkeys. Sorry, what's the
bars
monkey
Most?
one? Oh, it's the
At
most.
12 monkeys, 12 monkeys.
Yeah,
here in
12
Ortigas,
monkeys. Oh,
yeah.
like the movie. Boom.
Yeah.
More movie
Movie
references.
reference, yeah.
Hopefully they come back. Come on, drop
Yeah.
some VGs
Yeah.
if you love them.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's like transporting that
Mm,
that
correct.
gig energy, that gig community.
Yeah,
online.
so
Yeah, which we're
actually another plug. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
please,
plug
by all
yes,
everything.
please.
means.
Yeah,
So Kamusika, we actually have a Kamusika show on Kumu every Friday at 8 p.m. And that's kind of like the idea. The idea is that that is the Friday night gig spot. So we hold open mics most of the
Mm.
weeks. We'll
Oh,
throw
yeah,
release
interesting.
parties.
yeah,
Yeah, you guys come
yeah. I'm
sing.
gonna
We'll have release
karaoke.
parties
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, actually, we're gonna have our official launch party with games and performances. So we're really trying to like create this place that was shut down because of the pandemic, and now we're gonna have it online every Friday at 8 p.m. on
and
Kumu Social
Yay! So make sure
TV.
to stay tuned to
and I think
that.
our guests would want to know that Keith Martin said he's gonna join. He wants to
Yes,
join. Like,
follow Kumu Social
Shout
TV
out.
yeah,
Oh,
and
12
come
Monkeys.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Party with
Thanks,
us
Fiona.
tomorrow.
I didn't want to mess it up. But hey, thanks for Taknum
come in,
for the
Fabi.
Oh
lechon.
hey,
Taknum, yeah,
yeah,
I
thanks.
am
Taknum.
Taknum. There we go. Um going now into like the more because I'm surprised we got this far without talking about this side of your story.
You as an
But going
artist,
to the more,
Oh,
yeah, the more like
you as
you're putting us in that space already. Okay, we're in like 12
a
Monkeys and stuff, and you yourself are a singer songwriter, and oh no, are you still there, Annette?
I think she froze. Yeah.
Annette.
Isa pa nga. Ano?
Oh yeah, this is how I'm used to.
Is that your no,
Okay,
vibrato?
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Everyone, I think she knew we were gonna ask her for a
Her to sing,
sample, and
yeah.
she's like,
Oh,
I'm just
there's
gonna.
a net.
Oh, there
there
you
I
are.
am.
You're
Sorry.
Are
very.
you here?
It's
Okay, okay,
tiny.
okay, okay. No, clean cut, clean cut. Okay. Anyway, um, so now going back to all the way to your roots as an artist, and you've somehow like continued that, right? As we mentioned earlier, you have some of your music up on Spotify, among other places. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Do you ever come out on Kumu
Napster.
yourself and like
I
Napster?
stream
On
once in a
Napster.
while. Yeah, follow me on
Nice.
Kumu at This Is Dudes, and we can talk
D
music.
O
We
O D
can we
S.
can jam. DOODS.
Nice.
Yeah,
There you
probably
go,
knows that was
Fiona.
my nickname growing up.
Yeah.
Um,
Fiona loves your songs, so yeah, it's on
Yeah.
Spotify as well. But okay, so now let's just get into it. Why don't you
yeah,
tell us more about that? Like, what kind of music do you do? And
sure.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so I actually like growing up always wrote music, and then once I started working full time in the startups and didn't really have as much time for creating new music, writing new music. I took a 6 year break there, and then actually it was the pandemic that
yeah,
sort of reignited all of that. You know, we had all of us had a lot more free time on our hands out of nowhere, and also with all of the stress and all of the changes that I was going through, moving to Manila, having to go back to Germany, not really knowing what was going to happen, basically not even knowing like where I lived, like was I living in the Philippines or in Germany. There was so much going on, and I needed a way to process through everything, and so I started writing music again. Actually, the first song that I wrote last year, which is on Spotify, is called Sunrise, so go check it out. Sunrise by
nice.
Dudes, DOODS. And that was really about how my partner, well, my husband, helped me get through like probably one of the hardest times of my life last year, to be honest.
Mm,
So, yeah, the pandemic and everything that I went through reignited this fire in me. And there was all of a sudden, there was a purpose again to write. Which I think is really important. Like, there's always a message behind everything that I write, whether it's fact or fiction that I'm singing about. There is something that's real
yeah.
always, whether it's just like a feeling, or sometimes I write about friends rather than telling my own story. I'm telling somebody else's story, but there's always some reality to it, and that's why I can connect. If I can connect really deeply to the music that I write, I hope that other people can also find something in themselves in my songs. So yeah, I don't know what genre I would consider them. Cake for Breakfast, for example, is really more R&B, but my
Mm.
latest release is more like pop, soul, like not even soul. It's like jazzy, yeah, but it's more like pop. So yeah,
Nice.
I don't really know how
Yeah.
to describe my music. It's
I
yeah.
don't.
Siguro,
I don't think.
yeah.
I think description is enough, right,
Yeah,
Tristan?
diba? I think the best way to describe it is like actually perform
Woo!
it.
You got a mic. There you go. You see, it's already. I didn't even know that was a
We
thing.
got a song request,
Noom,
virtual
song
guest.
Yes,
request. Oh my gosh.
diba?
Yes.
Um,
Let's make it happen.
well, I don't have like my music prepared. I would have prepared
Sige.
the music, but I could sing like a little. Oh, sorry, that's my mom's voice in the background.
Sige.
I could sing a little snippet from Sunrise, which was the first song that I wrote last year.
Nice.
Okay,
Sige.
so it goes. I hope that you can't hear all of the background noise, but it's sunrise. I wake up at sunrise. I'm carrying heavy eyes and late night cries and dreams full of blue skies. Yeah, I think that's all. That's enough
Yeah.
for
Okay.
now.
Okay. Hold
Nice.
Just a
up.
preview.
Drop those VGs,
Everyone,
diba?
I.
Diba?
I think people want a bit more, right?
You know
Come
what? She
on, send
he
those
said
views.
Not
galing. He
wrong,
said a
guys.
galing.
Amazing.
Ayan. Pang warm up lang yan. She's
Yeah,
just practicing
Yeah.
her skills.
that was just a
Who wants
sneaky.
to hear more? We got a clap from oh my
Oops.
gosh,
Sorry
endless
for the noise.
claps from Cardito.
Carlito's clapping.
Thank you.
I don't
Thanks.
know.
Sorry for the noise. I hope that you guys can edit this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very
yeah,
lo-fi beats to listen.
yeah, yeah. I got my homework right
Ambient.
here. You know. Now, okay. Actually, I did want to say that I did listen to
Cake for
some of your
breakfast.
music, and I was like, my first
I like
impression, I
that.
was like, oh, this is like for me based on my limited knowledge, I'm like, oh, this is something like straight out of like Soul Lection. Like I feel like I can hear you like on
Ooh.
Soul Lection, and I kind of like that. So who wants to hear
Mm.
more?
Oh God.
Rapping.
Let's
Rapping.
hear.
Fiona
It's
said
a
I think.
rapping.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you have that? Okay.
Yeah, I have some, but they're not.
Yeah.
I don't think I will ever release them. Although we do have something that our team made for Kumu that will probably be released soon. Not like a full song, but
Sure.
we have something that we can share with you where I'm actually rapping.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mr. Keith
Is
Martin
this
said.
now? Are you gonna do
I
the
No,
heard
rap?
you
no, no,
rap.
no, no. You're gonna have to
Okay.
wait for that. That's a
Okay.
surprise
Okay.
coming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're Rappler. We're always trying to get the
Rap.
scoop. You know,
Raps.
get the.
Put the rap in rapper,
Oh,
di
that
ba?
too. I don't. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
not where I was going, but yeah.
Put the rap and
Well, welcome to Laughter Talk. I'm the
Yeah.
latest host. Now, anyway, okay. Maybe we'll hear a bit more later. We
Sure.
will no longer pressure you for now, but last we have. Okay, you have a song request, so let's do a
Okay.
question and then a song request.
All
Um,
right.
So I'm sure we have well, we already know we have a mix of music professionals and music lovers in the audience listening right now. People listening over the cloud waves, I guess is the appropriate way of describing
cloud.
Spotify.
Sige.
Is that a is it clouds? Waves have a crest. Clouds
It's a
have a
thing now.
You
thing.
coined
We'll make
term today,
shirts.
Pawi. Sige.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll make
I like.
t-shirts. Cloud
Is
Urban
waves.
there a
Dictionary natin yan.
is there like a Kumu model where I can like coin that and now I have to get royalties whenever people use that?
Whenever you
Make
use the
that
word.
You can
happen.
call the Webster guys. Like we'll put it in
Yeah.
the dictionary.
Yeah, web
Yeah.
Napster. Okay, anyway.
You can start a startup na lang, Pawi, to own that term if you want.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
if you
or Roland Ross, pay me for that idea. Anyway, okay. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of people. You've dropped some very nice gems earlier. What
Thanks.
are some of your like last bits of advice for anyone looking to work in the music scene, whether on the business side or on
or the art
the
side,
Oh,
the
arts
yeah.
side?
performing side,
Yeah, or like
Sure.
or
you,
both,
both.
or
Or
mix
Yeah.
of both.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah. For both, I guess what's relevant is understand the lead, like understand your rights as an artist is really, really important because a lot of artists, uh, for lack of a better way of putting it, get screwed over, especially when they don't know their rights and don't know what they're entitled to, and like what they own and what they don't own, and um, what control they have and what control they don't have. So know your
Taylor
rights.
Swift.
Like there
Taylor
are,
Swift.
yeah, exactly. It's just
Free
like Taylor
Britney.
Swift, right?
I
She's a
don't know if
good.
that's the same thing. I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about. Continue.
Know your rights. Keep learning.
Nice.
And I feel like for an artist specifically, don't let other people define who you are and what you want to do and what you want to say, because music, at least to me and to a lot of the artists that I know, it's a way to it's a way that they can use their voice, and so yeah, don't let anybody take that away from you. That's your
Mm.
power. So I guess that's one advice, is like, don't listen to the haters, even when, especially when the hater is yourself, because a lot
Ooh.
of the
Oh.
times it is.
Ooh, that hurt me, but that hurt the me in me who was hurting me.
It's a
So
poet in me, di ba?
Oh,
yeah.
Pawis
yeah.
Yeah.
yung ano.
So, you know,
Tristan, remember, this was the meta level convo that I was waiting for.
yeah,
There you
don't
go.
let your inner saboteur get the best of you, because you've got to push
Mm.
through.
Saboteur, that's another great word. We didn't
It's a
use
great
art
word.
Yeah.
again
Inner
yet.
saboteur. That's
We're
shout
gonna
out
add that again
RuPaul's
to
Drag
our.
Race. What
I
was
think
that, Tristan?
we got a request for cake for breakfast though.
Okay.
Yeah, look, I'm
Oh!
seeing the. Probably are you seeing the comment? Cake
Yeah,
for
yeah,
breakfast.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's by
Ah,
a
yeah,
handsome
yeah.
individual.
Anyway, yeah, sige.
sure.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. Eh.
How does it start? Hey, what's up? How are ya? I was hoping you could come over. I don't got plans tonight. And if you like, yeah, we could keep each other warm through the weekend. It's not complicated. Don't fall in love, just make it. Come to bed, lay your head next to mine. Focus on me tonight. Okay, we'll end it there.
Yeah,
Yeah! Oh my god.
lo-fi beats post na ako, Pawi.
I was like
Lo-fi,
a profile ka
Oh, are
na.
you
I'm
doing
lo-fi,
homework now?
screenshotting
the
this.
lo-fi,
Do your
lo-fi beats
homework.
to you.
Tristan, you have to
Yeah,
resemble a bit more like a cute
sige.
Japanese high school
Sige.
Cute
student.
little
I'm
Chinese
gonna
girl.
Work on
work
it.
on
Work
my
on it.
kawaii look.
Yeah.
Kawaii.
But Tristan, I know what songs you're listening to on the drive home tonight. Be safe, by the way. Um, okay, I hope everyone loved that. We are wrapping up this convo, this stream rather, super nicely. Please show some love. But we're not gonna let you go just yet. We're gonna wrap
Oh,
things up as we always do with our play of the week. Now we talked a lot
right.
about work and fun words to use. Now let's talk about play. Any fun activities or recommendations for our listeners to unwind from the busyness of business?
Goodness. Okay, as you know, I have a lot of hobbies. I think I've mentioned it to you guys. But I guess two things that I spend most of my free time, when I have free time, and this, I mean, on top of work and music and all of the other organizations and work that I'm doing, when I do have a minute of free time, I either read books, or I actually spend a lot of time on the app Duolingo.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I listen to podcasts. So my favorite podcast is the All In podcast. So yeah,
What?
check
I
that
don't want to
out.
mess
Not
that up.
inside
Which
the
one's the all
industry.
in?
All
It's
Hold
not
In
on.
with,
hustle inside the
oh, it's okay, my
industry.
second
Diba?
favorite
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, okay.
podcast.
Thank you. We
All
are on
In
Spotify.
with
If you can follow us.
Chamath and David Sachs and David
Huh?
Friedberg and Jason Calacanis. I think if you search All In
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
Jason
Good.
Calacanis, you'll find it. That's a fun one. Like they're a very diverse group of just really smart guys. So I
Love
mean,
it.
not diverse as in uh,
gender wise,
Ooh, I
but
demographically.
found
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
they're all men. They're all quite wealthy. So I mean,
What's that joke? What do you call four white guys in a room? Okay, wait, sorry, sorry.
well,
Anyway,
one's
I'm
not
not
white,
gonna.
so I guess there's some
Let's.
diversity. No,
I'm.
but okay,
We are live on the
let's take
stream,
that
so
back.
yeah.
uh,
Sorry. It was a joke
no,
I
but
heard
it's
on
a
a
really fun,
podcast.
fun podcast. That one, of
Nice.
course, the BBC has a lot of amazing podcasts. The climate, what is it called? I don't remember what's the climate question. That one is by the
Okay.
BBC, and that's a really good one. Actually, all of the ones the BBC makes are great. And what else?
Any book?
Uh,
You said you like books. Any? What's the latest book you can recommend that you've read
oh,
recently?
I really like sci-fi. The last
Yeah.
really
Sci-fi.
cool
Yeah.
sci-fi. Well, the last one I read was Orcs and Crake by Margaret Atwood, which was
Yeah.
super super cool. Oh,
Oh,
you read
Adam.
it?
Mad
I love
Adam.
Margaret Atwood.
Mad Adam.
wow,
Exactly, the Mad Adam trilogy. And I mean, it's also
powerful.
perfect timing because the movie's coming out soon. Hopefully, you should read at least the first book of Dune because that's
Yes.
Yes,
epic.
we've been talking
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's so
we've been
good.
talking about it. Yep.
It's so good.
Nice.
It's yeah.
All
So
right.
I
that's
can
yeah.
I can do a whole episode
Great
talking
Rex.
about Dune.
The Dune
Let's
saga.
do it. Let's
Yeah.
do a whole different.
Well,
Let's do another.
okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
bring you back.
Chat.
We'll bring you back.
We'll do another
Oh,
chat.
shout out
Just
to.
talk about Dune.
By the way, shout out to a couple more names. Casey Montero, Dane
Ooh.
Pianist,
Hi. Hey,
Jace
Casey.
Cruz, Melody Sylvania. We're
I am
wrapping
the
this up, but
Phoenix. I am
we're
the Phoenix.
for all those just hopping on
But
right
you.
now. We are sending our recs to all of you for fun ways to spend your time. If you
Yeah.
missed most of this stream, don't worry. We come out on Spotify this Monday, next Monday, July 5.
Yeah.
So
So
just
here's
make
your
sure to
schedule.
follow.
Here's your schedule
Yes.
for Monday after work. You listen to this podcast. You stream my songs, and then yeah.
We're doing all the
Dune.
plugs. Yeah. We'll leave those plugs at the end. Yeah. Just stay tuned for
Yeah,
the
we're gonna put
plug.
it. We're gonna put step by step instructions.
Yeah.
Shout out natin si Rose 2609. I think this is from.
Uh,
I think she's the singer from Blackpink, Rose. So hi
oh.
Rose. Thanks for joining our
Definitely.
stream. Yeah,
Most likely.
that's definitely
Boy
her.
She's
Yeah.
a big
Apartment.
fan.
Donnie
Yeah.
Lalake.
Yeah.
Okay, Terminator. Man, all the
Hey,
hits just
Cher.
keep
Hey,
coming.
Cher.
Oh, Shareminator.
Cher.
Oopsie.
Sure.
Um,
Well, sure. That's also Cher from Sonny and Cher. So I think
Oh,
she's
there you
also
go.
a fan. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
K-Biz Music. What up? Okay, so Tristan, what's your play of the week?
Okay. It's nice that you mentioned unlocking my inner Japanese schoolgirl kasi I've been watching Japanese stuff and reading Japanese
Yeah,
stuff lately. Like
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I
yeah.
watched last week Netflix dropped the second season of The Naked Director. So I don't know
Oh yeah.
if you've
Yeah.
heard of it.
Do it.
So
Tell them the pitch. Yeah.
yeah. So it basically chronicles the story of Toru Muranishi. I don't know if I'm saying the name correctly, but basically he's like the father of Japanese AV. So if I say AV, it's adult videos. So it's basically like the rise and fall of this guy. So it's like what I like about it. It's one. It has that parang Narcos Breaking Bad feels where you see like this poor guy making it into the industry and also falling due to hubris. So I'm a real sucker for those kinds of stories. Pero like,
I
what I like
see.
about it, it's like there's also the comedic element because of course you're talking about Japanese porn basically. So
Yeah.
my the freaky stuff they talk about, and then it has a lot of heart actually. So like found families. I'm also a sucker for those kinds of stories. And then I've been
Awesome.
reading manga Chainsaw Man. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've heard of that
That
Chainsaw
was
Man. So
your play of the week last time. That's a
yeah,
good one.
yeah,
Because it's coming out, right? Yeah.
yeah. It's coming out I think end of the year.
Nice.
So that's my play of
Um,
the week.
Okay,
Cool.
so we know Annette's phone's about to die. So, by the way, thanks for tuning in, Keith Martin. For mine, for everyone watching out there, if you haven't already heard the Big Bad Wolf sale has begun as of yesterday. It's that annual book sale where people go. It's usually in like MOA, right? Mall of Asia.
No, it's
This one.
it's
That's
um
cool.
it's near MOA, that
It's
area.
near MOA.
Ano
Okay,
siya, yung convention center, I forgot what's the name.
as a
Basta it's
convention
near
center.
MOA. Yeah, the
Yeah.
big one where they have the wedding conventions, etc.
hmm So
Yeah.
the Big Bad Wolf was like for me and that when I came back to the Philippines, it was like one of the annual events that I was like I knew I really had to get into, and I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't able to until the pandemic hit. But fortunately, they're online right now, so you can go on Big Bad Wolf. I believe it's
Oh,
PH.
cool. I'll check it out for sure.
So you have to make sure you're on the Philippine side. So they're like books up to 80-90% off. They're
Yay.
basically free. I was able to cop last night 5 books including 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea classic.
Jules Verne.
um yes, Jules Verne. If you like your British satire, I'm a big fan of PG Wodehouse, so they had a book, Brief Guide to Jeeves and Wooster, his book. So I could never get enough of that. I also got a Samuel Beckett story. So excited to get these
Awesome.
when they ship to me. But yeah, it's going on all week. Big Bad Wolf, and keep on reading out there. Keep on learning, as
Yes.
Annette so preached earlier. Okay, before we lose you, Annette, last
Okay.
plug. Where can people keep up with, Kumusika
Oh
and
gosh,
yourself?
so many. All right. Follow Kumu Social TV here on Kumu. Um, I'm This Is Dudes on all everywhere, Instagram, Kumu everywhere.
DOODS.
This is Dudes, and on Spotify I'm Dudes, just Dudes. Then on Instagram follow Kumusika. That's KUMUSIKA. So like Kumu, and then
Sika.
Sika, or KU
Ano, Galaxy Brain.
Musika. Uh,
Sika.
and then
Okay.
tomorrow go on kumusika.com, and also please join us for our official launch party at 8 p.m. on Kumu Social TV here
Yay!
on Kumu. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna have games and performances, like a real party. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So please, you too,
Drinks.
drop by as well.
Care
Drinks.
of
Yeah.
the
That's
drinks.
BYO.
care of BYOB.
Care
Care
of
of
yourself.
yourself. Yeah. And if you want to follow your handsome host here, I'm on most socials at Pawi Fiction, PAWI Fiction. Tristan?
Tristan Zinampan across all platforms like
Nice.
MySpace, yeah,
Nice.
LimeWire,
Napster.
MySpace, high
and
five.
Napster.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. Annette, it was a pleasure, and thanks for joining us.
Pleasure's mine. Thanks, guys. Super
And
fun.
thank you out there for streaming, and thank you out there in the future for listening. If you haven't already, please stay tuned to Hustle Inside the Industry on all podcast platforms, including Spotify and Apple, where you can leave us a rating, by the way. You can also catch us on Kumu regularly by following Rappler.com. You'll see it above in the top left. Yes. But most of all, don't forget to hit that follow button.
Awesome.
Ayun. Kala ko sabi mo, Pawi, reading Rainbow.